And it's got a breathless, magnificent afternoon and maybe a bit of bittersweet emotions with the replay.
Yeah, to be honest, we did everything we possibly could, especially second half to get the win. The keeper's in inspired form, and it's not just one or two chances. It's probably 5, 6, 7 maybe. He's made probably 4 outstanding saves where he's blocked it, but we've created lots of chances. The pressure we put on them, and we were relentless going forward the second half, and they didn't really have many chances second half at all. Field didn't really have much to do, and we looked powerful and we broke well. The game plan was perfect, and it's like I say, we thought we should have been in the next round, but we're in the draw, and that's all that we can ask for.
And a replay is the least that we deserved for that second half performance. The first half fairly even, but the second half was one-way traffic.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we just we knew how they'd play. Obviously, they had a few illnesses and injuries and stuff like that, but we knew how they wanted to play, and we restricted them from doing that and made them play long diagonal balls that we dealt with well. And when we broke, I just felt in the first half a little bit that in the first half, I just felt that if we had a bit more quality, we were a bit too anxious at times. When we kept the ball, effectively they were playing 3-4 up front, and when we kept the ball, we got in some good areas and created a couple of good chances without actually really testing the keeper. But in the second half, we did much better. We moved the ball better. We were on the front foot. We just tweaked a couple of things at half time, and second half was similar to the Portsmouth performance where we just kept on going. And you would like to think that one of them would go in. Brett's disappointed, but he's hit the target. He's made the keeper work, and all the lads have made the keeper work. And we just come up against a very good goalkeeper tonight.
And in the end, it's Rochdale who were hanging on. Glenn Wilson had a couple of chances. It just wouldn't seem to cross the line. And as John Couch just said, you needed Mark Molesley to scramble one in from on the line like he did against Portsmouth.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that if you can say being too honest, you're being too honest. There was probably one in the first half where Den Holman's got in, he was pulled back, didn't go down. There was certainly 2 in the second half when Manny's gone through and he's got his whistle to his lips and going to give it, but because Manny stayed on his feet, he didn't give it. And the one where Joe Oster's got smashed, he's headed it on, and the bloke's headed him anywhere on the pitch. That's a free kick. It should be a penalty. The referee said it was a foul. He gave a foul on the goalkeeper. Well, that happened 2, 3, 4 seconds after the incident, so we could have quite easily had a couple of penalties. But we've got honest lads, and they stay on their feet and they want to do the right thing, and I'm not going to argue with that. I'm happy with that. It's up to the referee to make a decision, and he didn't, unfortunately. So, but the chances we created, the way that we performed, we had 3 or 4 coming back, hadn't played a game for a few weeks, and they performed like that. So delighted, obviously.
And you said it before we started the interview. Pleased with the replay, but it's another game in the schedule that is already pretty packed.
Yes, we're going to have to look at it. We are going to have to look at what we do in terms of changing players around. We've got to, because obviously this replay would be on the Tuesday after the Burgess Hill game, and obviously we want to beat Burgess Hill, but if we if we drew that game, then that would have to be rescheduled as well. So we're going to have to look at who we play against different teams now. We've got so many games coming up, we can't bring anyone else in, and the lads are, they're going to have to recover from this game before Wednesday, and we've got to make sure we pick the right side for each game, and see how they recover. But we need to make sure we've got enough bodies to get through to January. But certainly the fixtures are piling up. We're fortunate that we've got a few lads coming back from injury, but you can't expect them to play 3 games a week, because that's how they got injured in the first place. So if we can get everyone fit and keep everyone fit and rotate a little bit, I don't really like doing it because but it's for the benefit of the team, the benefit of individuals that don't get injured. So we might have to look at that.
But this afternoon the shots have bridged the 2 division gap superbly, and as we said on Friday, Rochdale, their record away from home is better than it is at Scotland. So you've got to be travel to a replay game with confidence.
People were saying you could tell the difference between the 2 sides and in what level we played, and that's credit to our players and the way that they performed. And we've done that. I think for the last couple of months we've been excellent. And that's encouraging, very encouraging that we can perform against the bigger sides. But we've also got the Southport, we've been to Kidderminster, and we've shown that mettle and the grit and determination to be able to do that. So we know it's going to be a real tough ask to go to Rochdale and get a result, but I think we've seen enough today to show that we've got enough in the players that we've got, the ability and the way that we play to go and get a result there. We certainly believe that we can go up there and get the win. So but we're in the hat, and that's great for everybody. We're watching a third round draw with Aldershot Town in it. It's been a long time since that's happened, and something to look forward to. And let's hope we get a good draw, and there'll be even more to play for in the replay.
And that's it. Name of Aldershot Town in that draw with Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, whoever. And it is once again a magnificent day for the club. The fans were brilliant. The players really performed, and it's showing the club off in its best light once again.
Absolutely. Again, we've got the cameras here, and we've shown we're a good side. We can show we can play against good players and good teams. And the lads are really happy in there that they've been able to prove themselves on another stage again. And that's why it doesn't faze us going up to Rochdale and playing there, because they've shown they can perform anywhere. And they all, the better the draw probably is, the better we're going to play. And that's the way their attitude is, and the way that they approach things. And that's fantastic to be manager of players that want to go and play against the big teams and don't freeze. But we've said we've got to have the same again against Macclesfield and against Burgess Hill, and keep the momentum going before we do have a replay.
Thank you very much.
Something of a head count for you. I know as late as Thursday, you managed to piece together still a very strong side, and even though there was a few tired legs out there, they're still going. You must be very proud of the way that they.
Absolutely.
A difficult week for you.
I mean, we've had. Four of the players who started today have trained for a maximum of 5 days between them this week. We could have not played them, but I wanted to play that side, and if it lasted 60 minutes, 70 minutes, then so be it. But I mean, Barks and Jordan put a hell of a shift in. Moles was cramping up, and we took him off in time. I think Tristan came on and gave us another dimension. And Forbesy gave us everything he had, so there was a few tired legs out there, but they dug deep, and that's all you can ask for. Like you say, as a manager, you can ask because your players give you everything, and they've certainly done that today. But they have done all season, and we've got an honest group of lads. And I think the fans appreciate that. The fans appreciate the effort they've put in today, and seen a decent side put in a good performance, and weren't quite rewarded with what they deserved.
Is it just adrenaline for that last 20-25 minutes? As you can tell, though, with the legs are going on some of them.
They're playing on memory. And Box has got a lot of memories to rely on, so he's lucky. So it's about digging deep, and to be honest with Jordan, we spoke about it, and I think that shows mentally how he's matured over the time. We asked him to dig deep, and physically he had a lot more than he knew that he was given last year. It was about tapping into those resources and digging deep, and he's shown today he's come back. He's trained for 1 day. He's put a performance like that. He makes mistakes on the ball for true tiredness, but he didn't have to work hard, and the same as everybody else. So you can't ask for more than that. We've got to make sure they rest their legs, but. We've got competition in all places, and we just make sure everyone's match fit and ready to go. So, delighted.
I guess you sort of would be hoping the game would go on for a few more minutes the way you were playing there.
Yeah, to be honest, it would have been nice. We just kept on going. We didn't think, we'll take the replay. We just kept on going. We were desperate for the winner, and we had a couple of chances. Didn't let our heads drop. We kept going, and we were forcing them to make mistakes. And it was only the keeper that kept him in it, and he was terrific. I know Conrad well. I signed him. I was at Rotherham on loan, and he's a great lad. And he's a good goalkeeper. He's not at Leicester for no reason, and he showed that today. But that's his job. But our job is to make him work and see if he can save him, and he did that today. But we had a lot of chances, and if we can replicate that again when up there, then we'll be delighted.
Were you able before the game to sort of tap in at all to the fact that Rochdale had been having some difficulties with illness and things like that? Could you use that as a more not motivation, but more sort of?
Yeah, well, I think that it dictate how we wanted to play. I mean, it's they're a good side, and you have to put the best side out you can against them, and we did that. But it's all about the mentality of the squad when they go over that white line, that they do the right things. It doesn't matter whether they've got illnesses or not. They've got a squad of players who are 8th in League One, and all those players are very experienced. They brought Michael Rose in, who's very experienced. Peter Vincenti, who we know all about, and has done very well up there. Ollie Lancashire's come in. They've got some good players. They're no mugs, and the players that they had, a couple of players that had on the bench have been starting for them. So it shows the quality of what we've done today. And yes, obviously we wanted to start the game well. We knew that if we did that for 90 minutes, we could do that. That's why I wanted to start with the side that we did and keep that momentum going with the players that come on to keep that energy and tempo to our play to see if they were struggling. And I think it showed in the last 15-20 minutes that we were overrunning them. But we've done that to other sides who haven't got any missing injuries because they're fit, a lot of boys, and they're desperate to do well.
Just quickly, do you think there was always a danger maybe that because the name of Rochdale is not as big as Portsmouth, some people in the squad might not be as up for it, or was it a job to kind of make sure we got around further? They're actually at a higher level than Portsmouth, and we just got to replicate what we've done.
Yeah, the players were shown and told exactly the quality that Rochdale possess, and League One is miles better than League Two by a long shot, and to be 8th in the league shows they're a good side. So they were well prepped and prepared for what was in store, and they knew every player that would play and how they would like to play, and we came up with a game plan to negate that, and I think we've proved that we did that well. We dealt with everything they threw at us, and in the end really we were comfortable in terms of the chances they created, and dealt with the long diagonal balls and hitting Peter. Dealt with it comfortably. I thought Jaden did excellent right back against Peter, and going forward he was terrific. So we can't complain. They know it's a chance to get in the third round. We've got the draw coming up, so whoever we get, Rochdale will be just as determined to get through as we will, and it doesn't matter who we get, we'll be going all out for the win.
Yeah. Just lastly as well, Phil Smith, as well as their keeper, our keeper had a very, very good game, and there were a few chances where they were in and the ground went silent and they could have just nipped one, and he's pulled off a few.
Yeah, he made one really good save. He was really quick off his line in the first half, and he was solid. He came to crosses. He dealt with everything that they did throw in the box. But he's very consistent in what he does, and back four again, competed very, very well and dealt with everything that was in front of him, and everyone worked their socks off and carried out the game plan as they were asked, and that's why you get results. If people do their jobs properly, they get results, and that's what they did.
Just one very, very quick one. Dare you dream about third round? About who you like? Who's the kingpins in the Scott household?
Well, my son's adamant that we're going to get Liverpool at Anfield, so if he's right, great. But obviously, we'll watch in anticipation tomorrow night. It'd be great to get one of the big clubs. It'd be great to get one of the big clubs down here. But in the back of mind, we haven't done the job yet. But to have that carrot of a big draw would be fantastic, and like I say, give that extra bit of spice when we go up to Scotland and play the replay. And everyone wants to be drawn against a big side. Some people have got to be drawn against lower sides like ourselves, and we're just hoping that the incentive is there for the draw, that we can look forward to a big tie and give that extra little bit of taste to the replay. All right.